Hey, welcome back everybody. So I am in discovery mode, like I was before. There's one more trophy I need to pop in discovery mode, and it's kind of confusing. No, I guess maybe not now that I look at it. What you gotta do really is go here to daily life, and you gotta pass all these, or you can, in passport, you can actually check what your progress is. So I like this setup a little bit better. So you gotta do all of these tours. And there's quite a few of them, so I don't know how long it'll take, but we'll find out. Now this does not count towards the platinum, but it is a trophy that you can get, and because I've done the other two in Discovery Tour, I figure I might as well get this one as well.
Welcome to Osiris, the first mummy. The oldest mummies recovered date from the Old Kingdom, though Egyptologists believe that mummification was in use much earlier than that. At first, the body was mummified through environmental desiccation, by leveraging the dryness of the environment and the heat of the climate. Early experimentations in mummification were conducted with the use of resin made from tree sap. Strips of linen were only used on some superficial parts of the epidermis of the hands or jaw. Ideologically, the will to preserve the body is not explained in any way until 3600 BCE. This is when the Egyptian belief that the body housed the soul was finally documented for modern Egyptologists to eventually decipher. It was not until the arrival of the myth of Osiris in the Egyptian religion around the 5th dynasty that mummification was thoroughly conceptualized. The practice was thereafter grounded in both a mythological and ideological point of view. Osiris was mainly known as the god of the dead and the god of resurrection. The most well-known Genesis myth concerning Osiris is that of his dismemberment. It is Plutarch who gives the most simplified and complete summary of the story. Within Egyptian mythology, Osiris represented the first king to rule Egypt. Jealous of his power, his brother Seth attempted to usurp his throne. After several unsuccessful attempts, Seth succeeded in killing his brother by dismembering him and scattering the pieces of his body all over Egypt. Isis, the great of magic, traveled all over Egypt in search of the pieces of her husband's body. After a long search, she recovered all the pieces save for his manhood, as it was eaten by a fish.
Oh, jeez.
Isis then reassembled the body of her husband by binding it together with strips of linen. Aided by her sister Nephthys, another powerful magician, they gave Osiris the breath of life. This not only brought him back from the dead, but also allowed him to recover his virility long enough to impregnate Isis, thus ensuring his succession before, once more, dying. Thus Horus was born. The ritual used to bring Osiris back to life essentially depicts how he became the first mummy. It is why, on the sarcophagi of kings, we often find Isis and Nephthys represented as the magicians who restore life to the deceased. The ritual used to bring Osiris back to life essentially depicts
You know, now I really wish I had just done this from the beginning. If I had known that these were the ones, that rather than do those 5, I would have just done 5 of these. And then I only have 15 more to do. Although I do find this interesting.
Welcome to Mummies of Ancient. The mummification process used by ancient Egyptians was highly ceremonial in nature. The different types of mummification took into account the social. The first step was cleaning.
Ooh.
Once bodies arrived at the mummification site, they were placed on inclined tables while the bodily fluids drained away. They were then cleansed by priests until they were deemed ready for the purification process. The purification of the body began with a libation from sacred water. The priest then fumigated the body with terebinth resin. After the ritual cleansing, priests used oils, spices, and all kinds of essences to further purify the body of the deceased. Finally, all body hair was meticulously removed. Once the body was properly purified, embalmers removed the organs, following very specific procedures. First, the brain was extracted by inserting a spoon through the nostril to break the ethmoid bone. Then, using a spatula, the pieces of the brain were removed as thoroughly as possible. What matter remained was extracted after a process of liquefaction, achieved through the use of a caustic liquid. The cranial box once rinsed and disinfected with palm wine, and then stuffed with strips of linen cloth and liquefied resin.
Why would anybody want that job?
After taking care of the brain, embalmers made an incision on the left flank and carefully set aside the viscera. The inside of the body was also rinsed with palm wine. Then the embalmers filled the belly with pure myrrh, cinnamon, and other perfumes, and sewed it shut. The removed viscera were washed in palm wine and packed in crushed herbs before being placed in canopic jars. Canopic jars were placed close to the sarcophagus or kept in a chest nearby. At first, the viscera were wrapped in tissue and placed in the vases. As the ritual requirements became more elaborate, ointments, spices, and even water and natron were added to the process. Towards the middle of the New Kingdom, canopic jars assumed the appearance of the 4 sons of Horus. They were known as the protectors of the viscera. These protectors had their own guardians, each a goddess of the dead. Seti, the human-headed god, protected the liver and was protected by the goddess Iset. Hapi, the baboon-headed god, protected the lungs and was protected by the goddess Nephthys. Dumutep, the jackal-headed god, protected the stomach and was protected by the goddess Mene. And finally, Hebesenuep, the falcon-headed god, protected the intestines and was protected by the goddess Selket.
It gets your stomach. Your lungs and your liver. So it looks like they were more concerned with like your digestive type of system.
Natron is a naturally occurring mineral found in evaporite. These sedimentary rocks are made up of mineral salts and were generally mined from lake beds in Egypt. Embalmers used natron as a desiccant to dry the flesh and start the corpse's putrefaction process. Once the body was cleansed and eviscerated, the deceased was covered in natron for about 40 days. Once desiccated, the body was prepared to be wrapped in strips of linen. Once the body was fully desiccated by the natron treatment, embalmers oiled, painted, and sometimes even added hair extensions or a wig. They often used a henna-based antiseptic preparation. Next came the phase which gave mummies their most well-known appearance, the wrapping. Originally, each part of the body was wrapped separately. Men had their arms crossed on their chests, while women had the right arm folded over their breasts and the left arm stretched along the body. However, techniques evolved over time. Eventually, the body as a whole was wrapped with limbs alongside the body, and increasingly sophisticated and different techniques of weaving flax fans were developed. In addition to the jewelry and amulets arranged on the skin of the deceased, amulets were also carefully inserted into the weaving of the linen strips. Each amulet was linked to a myth, or to an ideological belief related to rebirth. Masks were an important part of a mummy's finery. Early wooden funeral coverings were very expensive, however, and soon replaced by masks created through a technique known as cartonnage. Masks fashioned with this method were created by laying several layers of linen or papyrus pulp. Cartonnage evolved to cover the entire body of the mummy during the 22nd dynasty. The mummies were placed on a board inside a rigid envelope of cartonnage. Cartonnage envelopes were usually covered with Once the mummy was properly wrapped and adorned, the embalmers proceeded with the ceremony of the opening of the mouth. A vital step of the funerary process, this ceremony was meant to bring back to life the deceased themselves, or an object representing the deceased. There were no less than 75 different stages for the opening of the mouth. It required the application of the same oils, ointments, spices, and perfumes used during the mummification process. Makeup was sometimes... The last stage of this long ritual was the act of touching the mouth with the adze to symbolically allow the breath of life to infuse an inert body. Its performance was reserved for a very specific set of people. Priests who wore the mask of the god Anubis, a close relative of the family, or by the heir to the throne.
I'm gonna have to speed this up.
Welcome to the importance of mummies. first hieroglyph for embalmer appeared in pyramid texts of the Old Kingdom. It is likely that the mummification techniques were jealously guarded by embalmers from generation to generation. The uabet, meaning the pure place, was... The pharaoh had access to the most elaborate of mummification rituals. The least costly embalming option was for the embalmers to simply inject a product called surmaya and immerse the body in the natron for up to 40 days before handing it over to the family. For all, Egyptian civilization has always appealed to Westerners, even before the Greek and Roman invasions. As early as the Middle Ages, mummies discovered by travelers were often sent back to Europe. Curio cabinets. The Egyptomania phenomenon was heralded by Napoleon Bonaparte's Egyptian campaign, which lasted from 1798 to 1802. The following years were marked by a resurgence of interest from rich enthusiasts and scholars who exposed Egypt to the general populace. By 1868, mass tourism began in Egypt under the aegis of the Cook Agency. The rich would indulge in leisure trips to Egypt and bring back mummies. Upon their return, they would organize evenings that consisted of unpacking mummies and removing strips of linen and panels layer by layer. These were considered the shining cultural events of the season. The Egyptian collections of many a museum were founded as a consequence of this mass pillaging. Thanks to those dubious parties, the fantasy of a mummy coming back to life, seeking revenge on its defilers, was born. The mummy malediction myth has remained steady in popular culture ever since, particularly in written media and cinema.
So I think I'm only going to do 10. I'll do the next 20, or the next 20, the other 10 tomorrow or some other time. I don't really want to sit through 20 of these, and I'm sort of skipping through them anyways. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Far Cry 5 Hours of Darkness drops at midnight tonight, which is in roughly 25 minutes.
Ancient Egyptians believed the world was a chaotic place, filled with supernatural forces. They knew that art and words gave life and power to things. Carved with images from hieroglyphs or in the shapes of gods, amulets were highly personal objects that warded off dangers and disease while attracting success. Priests would infuse amulets with magical energy during religious ceremonies. Religion was so important to ancient Egyptians that it permeated every aspect of their day. There was a complete calendar of each of the religious days, both good and bad, illustrating the appropriate daily rituals. Along with wine, milk, and deemed messengers of the gods, oracles offered guidance and judgment for all Egyptians, regardless of status. It was oracles that guided the Greek sailor Batos to the coast of Libya, where he founded a colony known as Cyrene. During Alexander the Great's campaign to conquer Persia, he consulted the oracle at the Temple of Amun within the oasis of Siwa, and was subsequently ordained a divine being.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, there's Ramses, huh? Actually, I think I'm gonna stop after this one and just do 5.
Welcome to Temples and Rituals of Ancient. During rituals and festivals, the god was carried on a solar bird. Ancient Egyptians believed that Ra, the sun god, traveled the skies in a... The god Ra believed mankind was conspiring. Unlike the daily rituals that took place, the importance of these festivals is demonstrated by the temple hierarchy consisted of high priests, several types. Egyptian priests were not confined to solar. Scribes were custodians of the sacred sciences. Some priests and all the officials who served the temple were... The most sacred part of the temple was referred to as Jesu Gesserit, the Holy of Holies. The most sacred inner sanctuary was where the shrine to the temple deity was located. Only priests were allowed within. Offerings were given, and rituals unseen by even the pharaoh were performed. While the team chose to allow any character, pharaohs and their priests often chose the site of these sacred temples. The naos was where the god statue stood. The representation of the deity was usually in stone or wood and decorated with gold, silver, and precious stones. Smaller temples had only one naos, while larger complexes, such as the Temple of Karnak, had many chambers to honor gods, such as Amun, Ptah, and Osiris. Each statue was believed to be a receptacle for the presence or essence of the god's Ka, enabling it to take a physical form. Through the statue, the god came to the shrine to eat, drink, and communicate with the pharaoh, or with the priests standing in for the pharaoh.
There's actually another one right over here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do about 5 of these a day. That's about enough for today. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe. I don't know that I'm gonna stream anymore. This kind of shows you a good way to do it. You just click here and you fast travel around. I'm probably not. I don't know, maybe I'll stream them, maybe I won't. I can always come back to this later if I want to learn about it. But I do think this information's kind of cool. I just got stuff I need to get done with the other trophies. So thanks for watching, like, and subscribe, and I'll be right back on hunting for other trophies. Alright, bye.